All right, all right, all right. We're live with my co-host with the most host, Pete O'Shea, coming to you live from Florida.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Angie's Angles, coming to you live from the patio of the Gagliano Caparuso Hacienda. All right, all right. It is August the 28th. Can you say August 28th in the year of my Lord 2025? We got a lot to cover tonight, and Pete and I were talking offline about a couple of topics, and we're watching the Mets. I'm covering the Mets and Marlins live. As I said on my patio, I got my my monitor set up, watching the game live. It's muted, so I can tell you what the update is. And sadly, we're losing 4-2. Holmes just gave up a 2-out single to Johnston to left field. The Marlins scored their 4 runs, 2 unearned, with Holmes making an error at first base, not catching Alonso's fastball. He was surprised that he didn't throw a lollipop. Now, if I'm Carlos Mendoza, Pete, I'm putting Pete out there at 10 o'clock in the morning, lobbing things to first base, if you know what I mean.
Or maybe the next time we're down by 10 and we don't want to waste the bullpen, let him pitch an inning.
Yeah, he knows how to lob the ball, that's for sure. Anyway, so tonight's topic is, all right. So it was a ground ball to Lindor in the hole, backhanded, out at second. The Mets are heading into the bottom of the 5th, losing 4-2. The Mets need to put the pedal to the metal. They need to own the Marlins like nobody's business.
Yes, they do, buddy. They need to stop playing. We said it just before. I don't see fire in the belly in this team. You should be wiping the floor with the Marlins right now. You just swept the Phillies. Where's the momentum? Where's the big mo?
And this is operandus modus operandi. You're coming off a emotional series. You sweep the Filthies, and then you come out flat. Come out flat against a sub 500 team.
This one's even more than that because you got a double bust from McLean pitching so great last night, coming out 8 innings, giving you everything you need. That should have been a double boost. They should be double pumped today.
Absolutely. Harold, welcome, my friend.
What's up, Harold? How you doing, buddy?
We are interstatal. Thanks, Harold. Always a pleasure and an honor to see you on Angie's Angles. So we're getting ahead of the cart, Pete. Okay, we're getting way ahead of the cart.
3 starts. It's 3 starts.
Yeah, it's almost sacrilegious to compare Seaver to McLean at the moment. However, this kid really is a power pitcher. He's Seaver personified, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do know what you mean. Well, here's what I saw, buddy. He does not have to torque his elbow and shoulder like other pitchers do to get amazing break on his pitches. He's strong enough and athletic enough to do that without putting that much resistance. He's going to last a long time. He's not going to have Tommy John injuries, I don't think. Look at his delivery. It's smooth, it's easy, and he doesn't have to put extra torque because he throws hard just by the fact that he's in shape. That guy is muscular.
His legs are tremendous. He was a football player before he became a baseball player.
Mm-hmm. And they said he can hit pretty good too. They call him what? Cowboy Ohtani, they call him.
Yeah. So the only thing with his delivery that bothers me is how he locks his left leg on his delivery. Seaver had the Spalding delivery. Spalding modeled the proper technique, against Seaver's delivery. I mean, Seaver didn't have a knee that didn't like the dirt. You know what I mean?
Oh, I sure do. Yeah.
So that's the only thing. He lands hard on that kneecap. He locks his kneecap into position violently, and that's the only thing that concerns me about McLean.
Back in the day, go ahead, buddy. Finish.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, back in the Seaver day, if you came home and it was the 6th or 7th inning, you didn't know the score, you could just look. If there was dirt on his knee, you knew the Mets were winning.
Fair point. Absolutely. I mean, Seaver, his mechanics were second to none.
Absolutely right. It's so the key to his longevity. He hardly ever got hurt. You know what I mean? He was so productive late to his career and still throwing many innings late in his life, in his career.
Without a doubt. Absolute um, fixture in Major League Baseball and especially the New York Mets franchise. 1,000%, Pete.
So can McLean be the next Seaver, or is he more the next Dark Knight? Which one is he?
Fair point, right? Because he does remind me of Harvey very much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
And yeah, absolutely. He's a big boy. He's a power guy. He's physically fit, like you alluded to. All of the above of a Matt Harvey. So sure. So is he a byproduct of Seaver and Harvey, a hybrid? Time is going to tell us. But this kid, what I like about this kid is he shows no fear.
He's not intimidated at all. But let me ask you this question. One of the next keys is going to be, how do you like his breaking pitches? Seaver had that beautiful curveball, and it really helped his fastball so much. Do you like McLean's breaking stuff as much?
So McLean doesn't have the Dwight Gooden, 12-6 breaking pitch.
Right.
And his ball moves. His ball's got some action. Holy Hannah. I mean,
he does.
They were swinging and missing. I mean, he had a lot of swing and misses last night.
But did you notice it's mostly east-west? I didn't see a lot of north-south.
Correct. Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make. Yes. Excellent point. Hey, Joe, we're happy to see that you're home after your little mild heart issues. Thanks for joining us on Angie's Angles. Harold Atkins, what's going on, my friend? We are Duo Interstatal.
So I got another question for you then, buddy. Once the league makes a book on McLean, they know what he's doing. Is he going to have to adjust and start adding a north-south pitch in order for him to continue being successful?
It's a great question, right? And one that I don't think could be answered properly. But here's my guess. Maybe he shows the east-west breaking pitch and then jams them inside with his fastball, right?
Yeah.
He's got to really be a Greg Maddux and work the plate. Come on, Pete. We need something here, Pete. We got one out, man on first, Pete up. Alonso hit a massive double. And I got to bring this up.
Go ahead, buddy.
Lindor was dancing halfway off of second base when that ball hit the wall, and they missed the play, and then it bounced a good 20 feet towards the infield, and he didn't score. And thankfully, we got the RBI hit by Nimmo that brought in the two guys to give us a 2-0. Hey, Clark, what's going on, my friend?
What's up, Clark?
Interstatal. So, giving you a little live update, man. The first 2-1 to our boy Pete Alonso, who's been hitting the ball tremendously lately, Pete.
He's back to what he was earlier in the season, that's for sure. He had a slump. We all go through them. Everybody has slumps, but he's back on point.
I'm sorry, the count is 1-2. I guess they called that half check swing a strike. I personally didn't think he swung.
He's going to finish with near around 120 RBIs this year.
Without a doubt, Schwarber just went to town down in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta, the Phillies are winning like 400-2 down in freaking Atlanta right now.
Wow.
And you could almost have guaranteed that. I mean, they went against Cal Quantrill, for God's sakes. I mean, the Filthies, let's give them credit, are not, a second-hand team. And let's see what Pete does here. Oh, Petey, say it isn't so. Petey, going deep. The game is tied 4-4.
There it is.
Compliments of one. Peter Alonso, dead center field, a 420-foot home run. 30th on the season. Pete goes boom live on Angie's Angles.
Way to do it, Pete. We're tied now. All right, we're back in this game. We
His
got to get a
exit
run going.
velocity, Pete, was 111 miles per hour.
Holy cow.
Talking about squaring up a ball, for God's sakes.
Wow. And you're starting to see everybody else get hot. Vientos is hot. McNeil's hitting better.
Yes.
You're getting
Beatty's
length in
going
this.
crazy.
We're getting some
Absolutely.
good. Marte looks better at the plate, even.
Oh,
We're getting.
Marte's batting like 350 in the last 10 games, for God's sakes.
It's finally about time because we were very top heavy for so long. Now the whole lineup is well, and Turen's going to get more at bats now. Alvarez is hurt again. So,
Again.
again. So,
Guys, hey, Clark, what's going on? Guys, we got to pull our resources together. We have to develop a steel batting glove that's flexible.
right?
I don't care if we use Kevlar, if we use, carbon steel. But we got to create one to save some of these players. They'll pay us $1 gazillion.
Which brings me to a point we were talking off the air. We both agree. I don't see the Mets sticking up for Alonso. He gets thrown at and hit a lot.
13 times this year.
So why aren't the Mets
13.
pitchers standing up for him? How come I haven't seen a brawl yet? If this was Wally Backman and Ray Knight, they'd be kicking somebody's butt right now.
And I'm going to give you one answer. As I watch Alonso, oh wow, that was that was Senga. That pitch was like letter high, outside corner, and Pete just said, no, I don't think so. So I'm going to give you an answer.
Okay.
It's called Carlos Mendoza.
Okay.
The guy has no fire in his belly. I'm sorry. And we've talked about this on Angie's Angles, Pete, and I talked it with you. And
Yes, we have.
I'm not necessarily saying that Wally Backman's our answer because Wally comes with a boatload of baggage.
Yeah.
But a Ray Knight-esque. You brought up Lou Piniella-esque. Earl Weaver-esque. We need a fiery manager who's barking 24/7 out of that dugout that the umpires know that they're going to be held accountable.
That's exactly what they need because it all starts from the top. They aren't going to go off because they know their manager will not. So they hold back, and that it shows in the play, it shows in the camaraderie, it shows in everything. Where's the leadership on this team? If your guy gets hit 13 times, someone's got to pay for that. Again, you need fire in the belly. You just said it, and you don't have it from the top on down.
I want to welcome Jeff Morris to the podcast. Thanks, Jeff, for logging on. We appreciate you, brother.
Isn't it even more indictful, too, because McLean has brought that fire the last couple of 3 starts? It should have started something. It should have got a flame going in that clubhouse.
McLean brings attitude.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, and that's what this team needs. They need an attitude guy. They need somebody that and I do think that McLean, if Alonso got hit last night, would have hit their guy.
Seaver would have. Okay.
Seaver, Gibson, Johnson,
Gibson would have took your head off. Gibson,
Right.
if you dug into the plate, Gibson took your head off.
Pedro Martinez, for God's sakes.
Well, then he would have had to knock over Don Zimmer afterwards, and that's the part where it got ugly.
I mean, so we're talking about the McLean-Seaver comparison, and we're putting the cart before the horse. I understand this. But he's got the makeup, he's got the determination, he's got the grit to really – he's already broken some records, and let's cover them real quick.
Sure.
Through his first 3 starts, he he crushed Seaver's 1.12 ERA with a .089 through his first 3 starts.
Wow.
He's the first Met pitcher in his first 3 starts to go 3-0 over DeGrom, Seaver, Good, and Darling. You can name them all.
Ryan.
And he's tied for the 3rd most strikeouts in his first 3 games with 21.
That's wild.
Okay. So, Pete, you and I were talking offline a little bit tonight. And let's go over the last 10 games comparison between the Mets and the Filthies, okay?
Okay.
So the win-loss record over the last 10 games between the Mets and the Phillies. The Mets are 7-3 with a 700% winning percentage, and the Phillies are at 6-4 with a 600% winning percentage. At bats, the Mets had 360 compared to 353. Runs, the Mets had 71 compared to 61, 10 more. The Mets had 116 hits over the Phillies, 107. 22 doubles compared to the Phillies, 17. 18 home runs compared to 16, pretty even. RBI 71 over 60. Batting average, the Mets, the last 10 games, their batting average is 322, Pete.
Wow.
Can you say 322?
322, baby.
And the Phillies were at 303, not too shabby themselves, but here's the big difference. And this is the underlying factor. The Mets on base percentage in the last 10 games is 403 compared
Wow.
to 366. And the
Wow.
slugging percentage is 539 for the Mets compared to 499 for the Filthies.
Wow, those two last numbers are the two significant ones: the slugging percentage and on base. And I agree with your boy Kevin Elliott that on base percentage is very, very, very important. Those walks, those runs, it generates runs. It keeps innings alive, and I love it when I see that. The whole lineup now of the Mets is getting on base, taking pitches, going the other way. We're seeing situational hitting from the whole lineup, buddy.
And I gotta. Juan Soto's been quoted as saying just yesterday that Marte seems to be the real captain on this team. That he's motivated the team, that everybody's going to seek advice from Marte. I look kind of like what they did with JD Martinez last year. JD Martinez was the hitting guru. And maybe, just maybe, Marte's got a future as a hitting coach somewhere.
Marte is a respected veteran. It comes down to you work hard, people will respect you. And so, good. I'm glad that's who they're turning to. This is it. You got a crunch time here, buddy. We got a chance to still win this division. We got to go get it.
We got to all we got to do is win our games and let the Filthies do what they do. But if we continue to take series, we continue to win games. We got 29 games left. We're at a 4-4 tie with the Marlins right now. Stanik's on the mound. 2-2 count to the first batter of the sixth inning. So we really need to keep track with the Phillies. We need to win our series, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, I got another question. We talked about this on off air. They bring up yet another starter from AAA, right? Who is also everybody's excited about. So now who go? Oh, you go 6-man rotation, 7-man. How does this work out? Right now, do you do a 6-man rotation for a while,
Yeah,
buddy?
I think you have to do a 6-man rotation, Pete. I mean, especially, as you said and alluded to earlier, Pete, Clay Holmes, even if you take 2 seasons, his last 2 seasons, he's eclipsed innings pitched.
And,
And he didn't pitch horribly tonight. He made a crucial error at first base, so this game is 4-2, New York Mets. There were 2 unearned runs in I think it was the 3rd inning, because he dropped Pete's toss over to first. So I think it would behoove not only Holmes but Manaea, Senga. Peterson's a workhorse, but you'll give him a breather for sure. I mean, how do you not want to extend your rotation? And we talked about the playoffs, right? So we all remember in '86 when Sid Fernandez went to the bullpen. He was removed from the rotation, and he was freaking lights out. He was unhittable as a reliever coming out of the bullpen.
not once, but twice, we were down big. He came in, gave us 6 innings and a chance to come back and take the lead. Okay. It was huge what he did. And now you could have both Manaea and Holmes in that role for the playoffs if you set this up right.
Correct. Absolutely.
You'd have the best bullpen in baseball at that point, buddy, without a doubt. Without a doubt. If you let the two kids and Senga and Peterson be the starters, there's your four starters for the playoffs. And you put Mania and Holmes with the other guys you already got. We got the best bullpen in baseball at that point.
I can't disagree with that comment. I cannot disagree, Pete. And we need to get there. Sure, we got a 4.5 game lead on the Reds. Okay, great. Thank you, Dodgers, for beating the Reds. Okay. But we can't sit on our laurels. And I got to be honest, I'm not comfortable playing a wild card game with the New
No, we
York
got to
Mets.
go. We got to go for the division. If it was the wild card today, we'd have to play the Dodgers one game. Let's go get that division and give ourselves a chance here in this. You want to be in this thing for a while. It was our
Amen.
division most of the year. We gave it away. We got to go get it back. It's just that simple.
Amen. Amen.
We had it to what? June. It was ours, and then we just fell apart.
And then everybody took a hiatus. But my point I want to make
Sure.
is Soto needs to carry this team through the month of August. Oh my God, they just threw out the runner by a mile. Unless something happened here. What happened? Huh. I guess it was, I don't know what's going on. Oh, he walked. Okay. The batter walked. Yeah.
Soto has to become the leader of this team. He has to step up. He has to have a hot streak for September like nobody's business.
Right.
You owe us $765 million worth of hot streak this month, Juan.
Absolutely. Hey, Mark Brooks, my brother from another. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. We're broadcasting live from Hacienda Gagliano Caparuso because the Smoke Lounge is closed tonight for a special event. He's off prem selling his cigars, I think, to the men in blue. So we salute them and their event tonight. So it's not a bad gig out here. I'm telling you, I got my cigar going. I got my Astolian cranberry watching the Mets now. Now Stanik's in a tough position right now. He's got first and second, no outs, tied ball game, top of the sixth. They just showed Button and he threw a strike. We're in a big need right now for double play, and I'm going to try to walk you through the play-by-play. Stanik's on the mound, first and second. Here's the pitch, another bunt attempt, and it looks like he bunted it foul. So it's 0-2.
Does anybody know how to bunt anymore?
You know, and speaking about bunts, Pete, let's give the Mets a little kudos. Holy crap, they brought the bunt back. I mean, everybody and their grandmother was bunting against the Phillies.
But it works though, right? If you do it right, bunting works. Okay, it's just not, everybody's out of practice.
Senga put down the perfect bunt right past Tawan Walker, and it was great to see us beat up Tawan Walker.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh boy, double play. There it is. Third. All right, so Stanek got the ground ball. We got a double play. Man on third, 2 outs.
What role will Stanek play? Will he get left off a playoff roster at this point with everything we just said?
It's very interesting. Stanek has a role, in my humble opinion. The guy throws heat, okay? And I've noticed lately in his last 4 or 5 starts or appearances, he's going with an off-speed pitch. Now, if he can control that off-speed pitch and follow it up with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball on the inside part of the plate, he's going to dominate.
Well, but that's been the problem of his whole career is his control. It's not his speed. It's just been his control that's been his problem. And so he's finally looking good. But again, we got a logjam of pitches now, buddy. All of a sudden, I mean, we got a logjam.
And speaking of his off-speed pitch, and this is kind of going to sound a little ironic, he just threw his off-speed pitch at 90 miles per hour.
Wow.
So you're sitting on his 99-mile-per-hour fastball, and he breaks off a off-speed 90 mile per hour. You're 3 days in front of that ball, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you are. You just dug a hole in the ground.
He's 0-2 right now. He's got to throw a fastball here. I'd go up and in at the eyes. Here's the set, the windup, The pitch. Oh, he threw another off-speed breaking ball into the dirt. Not a bad thought. Not a bad thought. You're thinking the guy's going to be sitting on the fastball and swinging wildly. All right. Let's follow this at bat. 1-2. Man on third. 4-4 score. Stanek in the set. The windup. Oh, fastball outside corner. 2-2. This is where you really get a little verklempt, if you know what I mean. Stanek could either, strike the guy out or give up a hard base hit to the outfield. All right.
It has to.
Good.
No, it has to help each of these guys in the bullpen knowing how deep they are now. They don't have to do it all. Just get this one batter in front of you. That's it.
Oh, he threw a high fastball, and the batter did a good job fouling it off. 100 miles per hour.
Wow.
Up in the zone. Give Edwards some kudos there, because that's usually swing and miss, strike three, go take a seat.
How scary is it to stand there and they throw 100 mile an hour at you? Could you imagine standing there?
God. It's unbelievable, honestly.
If you're doing 30 miles an hour at me, I'm scared.
Here we go. Oh, right at Soto. He drew an off-speed pitch. See, this is what bothers me, Pete. You can't speed up the batter's bat. The Edwards got around on that ball, but hit it right on the nuts, right to Soto. Thank God, right? But if you're going to throw an off-speed pitch, you got to throw it on the corners, up or down. You can't throw it over the plate, because automatically the bat is sped up.
Yeah.
And the guy hit it on the barrel, but thank God, right at Juan Soto. So we're going into the bottom of the sixth, tied 4-4. We're at the 8:56 mark. We're going to go into the prayer circle, and then Pete, I'll yield the floor for closing comments.
Okay, buddy.
This week we're praying for Harold Atkins. We talked a little bit, Harold. Your oral surgery's all well and you're recovered. Terry Sanchez, we're praying for your mom's legs and keeping your uncle and your mother-in-law in our memories. Antoinette Brooks, her brother Mike still in need of a kidney. And sister-in-law who was in a bad car accident, recovering. Clark, we're praying for your son Colin and his new wife Christina as they start their journey through life. Linda Stein, my good friend from Oceanside High. She continues to ask for peace on earth, for humanity. We're praying for her herself. She had a car accident just about a year ago, I suppose. And she messed up her hand pretty badly. So we're praying for her and her dad. Scott Tobias, we're praying for your wife and your mom. Mark Brooks, my brother from another. Remain vertical, my friend. Kevin Elliott, as you still continue facing health challenges, but you're getting stronger every day, especially your lungs, because you argue with me constantly. The Crouch family, we're praying for Aubrey as her cancer remains in remission. Devin Lee down in Maryland, rather. We're praying that your continued test results for Lee are positive. Marianne Bello, another fond, dear high school friend. I'm praying for you and your mom, my friend. Larry Levy, as Frida, your wife, remains in remission from cancer. Mr. McGowan, sir, we're praying for you as you recuperate from your multiple battles with cancer. Ralphie, nice to see you at the Smoke Lounge last night, Ralphie. Continued healing on your major injury. Pete and Shani down in Florida as they reacclimate themselves to a new life. They got a little pool. They got a dog. They got their grandchildren. But most importantly, they got each other.
Amen.
Tom, Smoke Lounge buddy of mine, severe pneumonia.
Oh,
He's
no.
about a week away from returning to the lounge and smoking again. So we're praying for you, Tom. Big John developed a clot in his leg. He's on some Eliquis, and it's getting better. So we're praying for you, Big John. And Joe Echeverria, I'm hoping I pronounced that right, Joe. Coming out of the hospital with a little minor heart surgery. And we appreciate you, Jeff Morris. We're praying for you, my friend, as you face each day with your challenges. And thanks for signing on. Pete, I'm going to be quiet and let you sign off.
All right. First, I want to add one more prayer. Our daughter-in-law, Liv, is going to have a baby within the next month or less. So we just got to pray that all goes well and healthy. And then my last words on the night of this, buddy, this could wind up being the best playoffs that Major League Baseball has seen in about 2 decades. There are 6 good teams on both sides. All those teams made moves at the deadlines, including the Mets. This pennant race down the stretch, these last 29 games in the playoffs, could be as most exciting Mets games we've seen in a really long time, buddy.
Amen to that, Pete. And that's all we could ask for as baseball fans, right? Just give us competitiveness, give us some good games, give us some correction. Joe had a minor heart attack. Thanks for clarifying, Joe, and we're praying for you.
Praying for you, buddy.
All right, 9:00, right on schedule. This has been Angie's Angles with the hostess with the mostest, Pete O'Shea, coming to you live from Florida. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
We love you.